What size do you use? Well, you use a size of jumper lead appropriate for the circuit you're working with. Obviously, if you're working with a high current blower motor, I wouldn't use a little jumper lead like this. I might use something like this, which is 12 gauge wire. You want to make sure your alligator clips are soldered and really got good connection, and you want to make sure you check it with an ohm meter and voltage drop your own set of leads in your test circuit before you enter it into the vehicle's harness. What we're going to do is have jumper wires in series with the vehicle's harness in order for me to connect my headlight into the circuit. We can have all sorts of problems doing that. And what happens is we have crummy tools, or I should say at one time they were good tools, but you know how we were rough with our tools, and just wear and tear in proper use can still beat them up and tear them up. We can have bad tools, bad wiring and so forth, and then we think we have a problem with the car's harness, and we probably don't. So an example here, this is a little jumper wire. That'd be fine if you're doing a voltage load substitute, voltage drop test with a substitute load on a really low current circuit, maybe a turn light or a computer sensor or something. But if we can get a close-up of this alligator clip, this has gotten warm, and I probably used it on a circuit I shouldn't have at one time and warmed it up, and now we've got a really bad looking connection. I don't really want to trust that either end here. This looks really bad as well. So what do you do when you got a jumper wire that looks a little suspicious? You know, my son worked for years at a company that rented high-end video equipment. Cables and things like that were part of his job to test. And when he found one that was bad, they didn't say, oh, we'll put it over here in a corner and we'll fix it someday. First thing they did is took out a pair of cutters, and it might break your heart, but they just chop that end off. So now you're not going to use it. So I suggest you do that with some of your jumper leads and test leads and so forth. If they're all frayed and you think you're going to fix them someday, that's great. Go fix them someday. But so you won't accidentally pick them up out of your toolbox and use them and fake yourself out and have a problem on top of maybe a problem with the vehicle, chop the ends off or throw them away, whatever. But make sure you've done something to make sure that you're not going to use that until you can repair it or replace it.